Alright, hello everybody, Silver here. Alright, we're lagging a bit. Quite a bit, actually. What the fuck? I was doing a little bit of the quests. Uh, did a couple of the easier quests. I didn't even know threshold simulation was a thing. To be honest. Jesus Christ. The lag is bad. You know, I haven't had, like, fried chicken in a while. Right? It's not something I eat often. Okay? So take this with, like, that knowledge that I don't eat fried chicken often. But today was the first time I think I've been cognizant that there is a slight taste difference in different pieces of the chicken. I've just never been cognizant of that before at this moment. Never, like, registered in my brain that they tasted slightly different. Now I understand why people were always, have their own preferences to what piece of the chicken they like the most. Never realized there is an actual, like, taste difference. Like a taste and a texture difference. I finally understand it. I never realized Ishuo has a bum leg. Hold on. Let me fix something. Let me see if this fixes it. If not, I'll reset and see if that can fix my game. I don't know why it's running like extra ass today. This is running so much poorly, so much more poor today. Even though I had a very bad power outage last night, so I had to shut my laptop instead of leaving it running all night. So it should have been pretty decently, like, had like a pretty decent break. Because I feel like that a little bit was one of my problems, was that I was just leaving it on too long. But it doesn't seem like that was the issue. Because I used to not have quite as many issues when I had a phone to watch YouTube on late at night. Just like have playing as white noise in the background. What do I have in here, by the way? Brr, excuse me. Oh, there's mail. That's what the red thing is for. Limited time. Event is going out of style. Jesus. It's really taking a long time to load shit. How much shit do I have now that I'm thinking about it? How many polygrams do I have now? We're at about 18,000? Almost 19,000? Terrible. It's pretty alright, I'd say. I was thinking of not pulling Lucia. But maybe if I get Lucia, I can put something else on her other than just her own Sig. Because I can maybe get Lucia, Silly, and his... Like, if I play very heavily and get a lot more Polychrome, I know for a fact I can guarantee them. But, because there's so many things that I haven't done yet that I can't do. There's a ton of agent stories, there's the entirety of Threshold Simulation now. There's some of Shiyu Defense, like I haven't done parts of it. There's a lot that I could actually do, especially with like Hollow Zero, and then also the bonus things for Hollow Zero. The Withered Domain, that's the word. Haven't done everything in like Withered Domain even. I need Shiny Aria. I've also realized these guys are harder, like actively harder, than the standard. These enemies are actively much more difficult than the standard mechs. Makes it a little bit harder to actually get these. It's not like difficult. It just makes it like slightly harder to get the these disk drives. Makes it a little bit longer. Though that's something you can just like some people might call it a skill issue. I would say, especially for something that's like farmable like this, there's no reason to make it hard. Because this isn't the in-game kind of content. This isn't in-game content. I've also seen motherfuckers like saying, oh yeah, this is like your easy guide, like a guide for new players coming into ZZZ. And I don't think they quite understand, like, that, oh, here's a guide to be a new player. I don't think they understand that new players aren't going to see that, really. They're not going to be looking up a fucking guide for a gacha game like that. Unless they're already a gacha player. Like, somebody new coming into the gacha scene isn't going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go look up a new user guide in order to figure out how to play. There's just one guide I had seen more recently. It just came up in my algorithm for some reason. And I was like a little bit upset seeing it, because like I get wanting to make a guide for new users, but this game isn't new user friendly. It's just not. I hate to be that guy, but the game is not meant for new people. Because again, there's the whole problem of, there's the entire problem that this game has with, the actual, like, some of the free shit. Why can I not attack? It wasn't letting me attack there for a second. But no, this game is not friendly to new players at all. It's just not. Anybody saying it is kind of like delusional. Because again, you're expected to have characters that are limited for any of the higher in what you would call end-game content, like Deadly Assault. And the fact that Deadly Assault resets like every month, and there are free like polychromes and stuff you get out of it, it makes it so anybody who is newer to the game can't get those free polychromes. They can only rely on what they can get. And if you don't have enough teams, you also can't do something like Shiyu defense. Because you have to have like 2 fully built teams at minimum for Shiyu defense. Right? You have to have 2 fully built teams to do the entirety of Shiyu defense. And get S ranks to get all of the polychromes out of it. Whether, like, a lot of the Hollow Zero and stuff, Wither Domain, you need your own units, but Hollow Zero, you don't need your own units. So you can get a good amount of that without having to worry. That's not necessarily in-game content, I'd say. Ow, I bit my tongue. The higher levels of it are meant for, like, end-game players because you need to know how to play the game well to even beat those. But you could still do it without, you know, while being like a free-to-play. You can get all those polychromes pretty easily. You don't have to worry about it. Most of the base game content you can also just get. You don't have to worry too much about that. Oh, is it because it's the new month? Yeah, it is. New month. So I'll take those. These are things I want to save up for. Hamster cage. Tuning calibrator. I'll buy this as well. Because I need those. Buy these. Yeah, and I will go ahead and buy these, because I will want those, genuinely. I'm gonna go ahead and use those, actually. I have 15 of them now. Just to show you, like, how much shit you can actually get out of some of these. Wither Domain. Don't want license level. What is it? Is it this? Lost items, I believe, is probably the best thing to spin this on. Because I don't want to have to do these. That's a good amount of polychrome. It's a decent amount. But as you can see, there's a lot of polychrome, like, stuck in these. Withered Domain, you do need a bit of your own Mystery of the Arpeggio Fruit. Arpeggio Fault, sorry, I keep saying fruit. This one isn't too hard. With these tickets, you can just, like, do them all. Not have to worry about it at all. Thankfully, they do have, like, quick complete on a lot of this stuff as well, so you can just do it without having to actually do the content, but you do need your own units for that. Lost Void, you don't really. You don't really need your own units for Lost Void. Last I checked, especially, like, Operation Matrix and shit. but you also can't autocomplete it. Uh, but no, genuinely, like, a lot of shit is locked behind, like, the in-game content. Like, all of DA, I haven't been able to claim any of the, shit from DA just because I don't have currently 3 parties that can do it. I don't have 3 built parties that can beat, even get like 6K. I might be able to now, but I didn't have that before. I've been focusing on upgrading my units to be able to do DA content. Uh, and the DA content gets constantly harder as you go along. I haven't even done like any of the battle tower really either. So there is a lot that I could do, genuinely, for more polychromes and shit. But there's also the whole problem of like, oh well, you know, for some of this content you need your own units, you need good teams of your own units in order to do it. And me, I did do the mistake of like spending on something that, you know, specifically Anton, because he's not great. I spent a lot on Anton. I can't say he's great. I'd want him to be great, but he's not in comparison to other characters. Because he's just got no iframes. You have to sit still for his attacks. If you're doing his burst mode stuff, which is one of the reasons to do him, because burst mode is actually good. He also has a great quick assist. So that's why, like, Dylan and Astra are good teams for him. Because Astra can make him quick assist all the time. It's like one of the best quick assists in the game. But he himself is just not great. Like, his kit doesn't do anything aside from burst mode, really.
Okay, let me help. Just in time. Show isn't over yet.
Which is bad, in my opinion. It makes him really bad.
The show's already started. Ensemble time. Here it is. Together, let's create miracle of precision. Just leave it to me until it's spin.
But again, this game isn't like new player friendly, I would say, at all. As for like a gacha game, it's not new player friendly.
Take it from here.
Especially in comparison to things like
Leave the show. I'm right here.
what's it called? Fucking FGO. Which I have played a lot. I've played a lot of FGO. And I do glaze it quite a bit. But it's also just because it's a super, like, it's genuinely a good gacha game. As far as gacha is concerned. Mostly because you're not forced to get any of the new characters to do any of the high-level content. That's the only reason it's, like, good. I can't say, like, the pity system is great, because you have to get 330. You have to do 330 pulls or something to guarantee you get the banner 5-star. That pity doesn't reset any 5-star, though. Which, to guarantee the banner 5-star here, in, like, in this game, You have to do, what is it, 160 pulls? Which is about, it's a little less than half of FGOs.
If it's you, manager, we can go out anytime.
And I feel like Polychrome might be a little bit easier to get, but there's just not as much Polychrome, I would say. There's not nearly as much Polychrome available. But that's also because, like, FGO has been a game for so fucking long that it's just got all of that available to you. It's kind of hard to, like, compare that to each other. But this doesn't have what's known as, like, a free summon, which they have it called a friend point summon in FGO. Again, they have enough units in FGO that it doesn't matter to do this. But the friend point summon is where you get all your lowest rank characters. 1 to 3 rank, 3-star rank. Are a majority of what you can pull from it. But there are other characters you can pull out of it that are higher than that. There are some special 4-stars that you can pull. But it's still not like this. You can get what you would, I guess, call the standard banner. There is also a standard banner on top of the friend point summon in FGO though. So it's not all like limited characters. But this game enforces the idea that you have to pull new characters in order to keep up, whereas FGO doesn't. Which makes gachas like this feel a lot more stingy and a lot less like fun to play a lot of times, because you're almost always behind if you're not pulling new characters. Because the new characters, as you can see, are just leagues better than any of the current characters. They're just always leagues better. And in FGO, you can say it's similar in that, oh, the 5-star characters are leagues better than, like, the other characters. But that doesn't mean you couldn't level up one of your base characters to a point where it's, like, at the same level as the newer characters, especially with the whole order system that they added, which just buffs classes in general. It generally buffs, like, all of the classes. And you spend in it to just give buffs to the classes that you want. Again, it's like FGO is a good game. It's a really good game at that. It's a very good game that genuinely has like a decent gacha system. A lot of people say it's like it's different to play, that they don't like the gameplay, which is fine. But it's gacha system and how the like the actual summoning gacha works, I feel, and how balanced the characters are, is better in FGO as compared to almost any other gacha. Because again, you could use a 1-star to clear end-game content, and it's not because it's easy. it's because you can put in the effort to level them up to that. In this game, in order to make, like, let's say an A rank usable, you have to have other limited characters to make them usable. And they base the content around the idea that you already have some of these limited characters at multiple levels. Uh, which I feel isn't fair. Genuinely. That's not fair to any new players coming in. Because then they're going to have to wait who knows how many months in order for a rerun to happen twice if they don't save up all of their shit to get M1 Astra, which is what I hear they base the stuff on. Until they add that character in one, like until they add Astra to the standard banner, that's going to always be a problem. If she's available in the standard banner, then it's fine to base it off of that character, because then everybody has a chance at her at all times. But if she's not in the standard banner, then anybody who doesn't have her or starts late into the game, like me, we have to wait for her to rerun. And I think she reran a couple months ago. And I missed her. But like, that was at the very beginning of when I was playing, even, is when I think she was rerunning. And so now I have to wait until she reruns again in order to even try and get her. Which is a bit of an ask, genuinely. What is this? I don't know if I want to check that, actually, on video. But no, that's the one thing I could say is really bad with this game in particular, is that you have to, like, you have to know the characters that you're gonna pull. You can't just, like, waifu hunt if you want to try to get all of the free polychromes and everything. Whereas things like FGO, sure, there are certain events that are, like, story locked, but a lot of those events, the events only rerun twice in FGO, but you get a lot of free materials out of those events. Can't say that it's different here, because it's not. You get a lot of free materials out of this game, but FGO doesn't have anything where you're not aware of the difficulty of what you're getting into, because with story locked content, like story locked event, you know that event is going to be harder. It's going to have higher level enemies. It's built for a higher level party, so you're not able to participate in that event if you're not to that level yet, to the story content that's at. Which I feel is fine, genuinely. I feel that's like a safe way to go about it, because then you don't have new players going in seeing, oh hey, there's an event, let me try to play this, and then get fucking walled at it, being like, well, now I'm wasting my energy trying to do this event, where this doesn't have an energy system except for the batteries, which is very specific things that you use batteries on. This doesn't have an energy system. You can try DA as many times as you want, which I praise this for. I will praise this for that. But no, it's genuinely just like, I don't like this game specifically for forcing getting new characters. And it's new content, any of the harder, high level content is always based around getting the newest character to be able to get like the highest scores. Not just like clear it. Sometimes it's just about clearing it. Because I'm not trying to get into it to like get high up in the ranking, because it is ranked, by the way. I'm wanting to do it so I can get the 300 or so fucking polychrome out of it. But even now, I still wouldn't be able to get all of the polychrome. At all. I wouldn't be able to. Because even now, my teams are not built to be able to. Even though, for days, actually not even days, months, I've been doing daily runs to get the materials to level them up. As you can tell, I have been. Again, I could be doing more and I'd be further along, but the fact that I'm still this far just doing the daily stuff, which you could say, oh, this is what, like, a casual player would do. It's showing you how much a casual player would have to do in order to, like, actually get to a meaningful point in the game where they can collect all of the polychrome without having to worry. It's a bit ridiculous on that aspect of it, genuinely. That's not me being, like, hyperbolic and saying, oh yeah, this is stupid, why do they do this? That's just a genuine fact right now. That this is how much it genuinely takes. This is the kind of effort you have to put in. And I've been doing it daily. Daily. Genuinely daily. For over 2 months. I'm in the 70s. In episodes. And I was playing daily before that, by the way. You didn't see all of it. Because I only started recording a bit into me playing the game. But no, it's genuinely like a problem, I feel. Some people might say, oh, but you just gotta get good. Getting good doesn't matter if the getting good requires limited characters that aren't always on banner. You can't say get good if you have to have characters that are on banner to be able to clear something. If somebody can do this shit with nothing that's limited at all, only stuff you can get from the standard banner, easily, mind you, not saying, oh yeah, I have a M6 Lycon and M6, you know, fuck the M6. Try the shit is like, oh, you might have, you know, a few free things. Like, you have to try it as a newer player. Go through the process as a newer player to try to understand it. Because people who are higher up and have played the game for a long time, they might think it's different. Because they've played the game for a long time. They're like, oh yeah, I know how that went. I know how that is. Like, I've been through it. But not this far along. You haven't been through it this far along. You know? Because back when the game started, all of this content was easier, technically. Because now, I mean, we could breeze through, like, some of the hardest content now, with some of the new characters. The hardest content from back then is easy now. But that shows you the difference. That shows you the big gap there. It's a genuine problem. And I feel like they do need to fix it. or else it'll just become more of a problem, and they will not really grow in player base at all. But I don't think Hoyo really cares because, you know, some of their fucking games are like at the top of the gacha leaderboards. Excuse me. And they have multiple properties, by the way. They have multiple properties to be able to lean back on. So, they don't care if one of them happens to get lower reception than the others. I just feel like they need to fix some of the issues, because there's also just not a ton of A-rank characters that you can, like, rely on. Reasonably rely on. Pyroy might fix that. Although, from what I hear, he might be an S-rank. Because I don't think they're gonna be putting Pyroy on the fucking banners. Because if they do, that's scummy, to be fair. Putting Pyroy on a banner is scummy. But I feel like Pyroy genuinely is gonna be a free character. And he might change the whole, you know, he might change it genuinely. Where it's like, oh, now there's a good free character that you can get. But they do genuinely need to, like, they need to make the game a bit better for newer players coming in. To be able to get all of the polychromes, so you have that aspect of, oh yeah, you know, I can play the game, I can go through some of the hardest content, get all of the polychromes that I can, to be able to pull for the characters that I want. I've spent all my polychromes now, and I don't have a way to get more. Because I've gotten all the free stuff. Let me see if I'm gonna pay a couple bucks to get a couple more pulls. See if I can get this character. Because that's what you need to aim towards. You don't need to aim towards whales, because they're gonna spend all the money they want anyways. They're gonna spend it all trying to get M6 on characters. Regardless of what you do, they're going to. Like, for the casual players, the ones just coming into the game, you need to appeal to them as well, in some aspect. Make it so there's no free polychromes that they can't get. You shouldn't have it so... And I mean, you could say this for FGO too, with some of the story-locked events. But you shouldn't have... And a lot of the story-locked events only provide level-up resources, by the way, in FGO. They don't provide free, like, sync quartz. You get those... That's the premium currency. That's the spawning currency. You get those through the login events that happen during the time of those story events, so nobody misses out on the free pull material, like the pull currency. In this game, it's different. You can just be locked out of getting some of the free monthly currency that you could get, which adds up. I've missed probably almost an entire fucking pity based on how many free polychromes I've missed, genuinely. Because I can't do them, or haven't been able to do them in the 3 months that I've played. Regardless, it's an issue that I think does need to be fixed with Zenless. Either way, I will go ahead and end here. Sorry for the rant. I tend to do that. If you've seen my videos, you know I tend to rant. Especially if it's on something that I'm heated about. But if you want to support me, I have 2 ways that you can do that. down below in the description. There's one that's a Honeygain referral code link. I'm not sponsored by them, but I've used the service for almost 5 years, maybe 6 at this point. And I've never been fucked over on it. All you do is install Honeygain on your PC or Android phone using that link, and you start earning money. That's it. You download it, you log in, you do need a PayPal. It uses a portion of the internet from your the Wi-Fi router. It uses a portion of your internet. It does, pretty sure, use like your browsing history and stuff. But it doesn't like target ads towards you. It just uses the internet and pays you for it. It's very slow. You get very little. Maybe every few months you'll get $20. And that's fine. It's not meant to be an income. But using that would help me, because using the link, you start out with $3 instead of 0. And then for every $20 you earn, I get an extra $5 from it. That's how it can help me. And it's not, oh, I get $5 outright. It's over the course of you getting $20. I get $5 out of it. Basically. But that's a way that can help you while helping me. Just passively. Another way, down below, is my Ko-fi link. You can donate to me there. I don't have anything on my Ko-fi that would be like, oh, hey, here's extra content from me. I don't have that yet. Currently, I don't have plans for that. It is just a donation page, pretty much, for now. Until I can provide those things that might be extra for anybody who's, able to donate or able to sign up as a member. Eventually, I will have stuff like that, possibly. And it wouldn't be stuff that the main followers wouldn't get. It would be stuff that's like, oh, this is just like an early look at something. Because, especially with ZZZ, I upload it early in the morning. It comes out late at night. You would get access to like a ZZZ video earlier in the morning rather than only getting access to it at 8 p.m. My time. That is. 8 p.m. my time. I don't know what time that is for you, but I upload at the same time every day. You would get that kind of stuff. You just get videos like early, maybe any extra content that I do. That kind of stuff. So it wouldn't be like, oh yeah, hey, here's this, Here's like videos that I don't post on my main channel. I'm not going to do that there. So, if you have extra money, that's something you want to do, you can do it there if you like my content. Either way, I've rambled enough. Fuck it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.